Hello, welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. We're going to talk. Yeah, you're looking at this, you're going, oh god, he's got the Infinity Gauntlet out again. Well, this isn't really related to the Infinity Gauntlet so much as it is buying the number one got me super nostalgic, or I was nostalgic and I bought it. Cause and effect get kind of fuzzy sometimes in real life, whereas in physics, cause and effect are always pretty straightforward because causes precede effects. So, whatever. I was probably trying to finish my collection because I like this stuff and that made me nostalgic, which made me want to get the number one that much more. Whatever. But here's the thing out with number 6. It's the one I had when I was a kid. You can tell because it's got the barcode. Because I bought it probably, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. Probably bought it at like a convenience store, like the gas station, a little store at one. So, there's only 3 places I would have bought this book. Maybe 4, depending on how you count them. One is, there was a comic book shop called Jellies in Mililani in Hawaii. They have more than just comic books. They were like a nerd paradise. You could go in there, they had comic books, video games, wargaming stuff. I bought Battletech books there. That was probably my main expenditure, was Battletech stuff. God, I wasted so much money on that stuff. I still have it all. But what a waste of money, because I never actually play Battletech. I just read the books. But I bought that stuff there. They had video games. I'm pretty sure I bought my copy of North and South for the NES there. That place is closed, by the way. I don't know when it closed. But I was in Google Street View looking around that shopping center where it was. Not there. And the Taco Town, the little like Mexican fast food restaurant that was next to it, also gone. It's a real shame. They had these gigantic burritos, man. Me and my dad, like the running family joke for the next 25 years was that those burritos weighed 5 pounds. I would swear up and down they weighed 5 pounds. They were gigantic. The other place I could have bought this book was, there was a comic shop where we lived at this point in time, which was like 91. Like a mile from where we lived. I could have walked. I've walked by there once or twice on my way home from school. Usually I drove or was driven, but sometimes I was supposed to take the bus and I'd be like, I don't want to take the bus, like a plebe, and I'd walk it. And I'd get there before the bus got there, which is always kind of funny. But I could have bought it there. I bought some books there. My Impact comics, specifically, Black Hood, those came from that store. They had trading cards and stuff, and I'm sure Jellies had trading cards too. I remember I bought some trading cards, or at least I spent a lot of time looking at like their Marvel trading card selection. I probably bought packs there, not individual cards. Then the third option is somewhere on post. So at the PX, or like, because I know I bought a issue from the Maximum Carnage story arc for Spider-Man from the Post, the PX, the Post Exchange. So I could have bought this there. I also, look at this, $250. Oh my god, that's so expensive. I'm looking at that. That's just like, I hardly ever had $250. Oh man, when you're a kid, or at least back then, man, just dirt poor. Dirt poor. And now I can spend $250 all I want, and it's not going to affect anything because I'm an adult with a job, you know. But I could have bought it at the PX or at like one of the gas station convenience stations that were on post. I think there were a couple of those. Now, my guess is it probably came from the PX or a gas station because it's got the barcode. And it doesn't have the direct market symbol here, which was probably a Captain America, like 50th anniversary at this point. So that would be my guess as to where it came from. The funny thing is, if I was a kid today and I wanted to buy this, there's really nowhere I can go except comic book stores. Like, I would go to the PX fairly regularly because my mom would have to go get something, or my dad would have to go get something, or, you know, something like that. And so we'd go and we'd get it. Or, you know, you're getting gas and you're bored, so while the gas is getting pumped in, or they're paying or whatever, and so you go in and you look around the store. And there's always a spinner rack, a little spinner rack with a comic book in it. There's a whole bunch of comic books in it. A lot of Marvel, I remember when I was a kid. I remember a lot of Marvel, less DC. Although at the Navy Exchange, I remember seeing DC comics. That's where I bought a Plastic Man. No, not Plastic Man. The Elongated Man. From down there. It was a #1. So yeah, those channels, they don't exist anymore. You can't go into a gas station and buy a comic book anymore. That's insane. That is nuts. How is a kid? Like, that's one of the places a kid can be expected to be on at least like every couple of week basis, because the kid will go in there while their parents are paying for the gas or getting sodas or whatever, and that's a great place to ambush a kid with a book. Maybe not a book like this that costs $2.50, because even today, man, that's some cash. What do I have in the drawer here? Do I have an alternative book? Yeah, and I don't have one that's kid appropriate. Well, we're putting it out here anyway. It's $1.50. I still haven't read the 12 #5 yet. That's kind of bad on me, I guess. But like, there should be a spinner rack in your gas station with like 5 of these. What else do I have in here? Tinseltown. That's also not an appropriate book for kids. Well, maybe. It's rated teen. Most comic books can be expected to be rated teen. So maybe that's actually kind of an appropriate fit. But like, there should be a spinner rack like that in every gas station to sell little cheap books. It doesn't take up that much space. You can do pretty good volume. At least I hope you can. And it gets kids interested in the hobby, so they'll come buy this book. Or in the case of Alterna, maybe they don't get into buying that book right away, but they are looking in here and they get this last page and like, oh, there are shops that just sell comic books. And then they discover this whole world. Here's Exilium over here, and all this stuff. And none of that exists. That distribution channel doesn't exist. Walmart and DC are doing a great thing with the DC Walmart exclusive books. But the dumb thing about those is, last time I was in Walmart, I don't think they sold any. Since the last time I was in Walmart. You can't make any money doing that. Nobody can make money doing that. If you can't sell a product, you can't make any money. They're putting these things... Hold on, let me draw this out. They're putting those things in the dumbest spot. All right, now it's kind of a spot that kids should be drawn to because they have like Pokemon cards and stuff. But like over here is self-checkout. Hey. No wobbling. Like self-checkout, and there's this tiny space that an adult can barely cram into. This right here is where they're at in the Walmart that I find them in. Right there. There's a whole bunch of stuff right here. There's about 18 inches of clearance right there. And then you've just got the other checkout aisles with their end caps all hanging out down here. And there's a little end cap like right here. Okay, that's too big. There's a little end cap like right here. Who is gonna go in here that doesn't already know these things exist? It's the discovery problem. It is absolutely the discovery problem. If you don't know the product exists already, you can't find it. So there was, they have that the holiday special, I forget what it's called. I think I did a review on it a couple weeks ago. I actually kind of liked about half of it. I thought it was a lot of fun. That book, I don't think it sold any, except for the one I bought. It was all full. Half the books were turned upside down because the stalker didn't care. Nobody's buying them. The Superman, Justice League, Teen Titans, 4th book, whatever it was. I don't remember what it was. I have a copy. I got to put it away still. It didn't look like any of those had sold. Like, now maybe they're just getting restocked with the same thing and they're actually selling pretty well, but I don't see evidence of that. If kids can't find your comic books, they can't buy them. If a kid can't walk into a store and see something this amazing on the cover, at least I think it's amazing, they're not going to know to buy it. They're absolutely not going to buy it. It doesn't matter what comic you're selling. You could be selling here, I did a quick video because I got these in the mail after the gold rush. You could be selling this thing all positive and wonderful. Nobody's going to buy it if they can't find it. Nobody's going to buy it if they can't find it. Things have to be findable. They have to be accessible. And if they're not, you're not going to gain new customers, and your old customers are going to attrition away because they're going to run out of money, they're going to lose interest, you're going to do something that offends them, and they're going to stop buying your product one way or another. So you always have to have an influx of new blood. And maybe people find out about stuff, online. That's great. Maybe people read comics online. That's great. I hope they do lots of digital sales. I hope companies make money. Even the companies I don't like, I hope they make money, because it's better, I think, in general, to have a chance of producing a comic book that I'm really going to like from a company I don't like than it is for us to not get that comic book. For like one Irving Berlin song that exists, it's okay that Justin Bieber has a career. Like, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. The world is in balance because that one Irving Berlin song outweighs Justin Bieber's entire musical output. It's so tremendous. So the damage Bieber does doesn't matter. The same thing with bad comic books. You can absorb bad comic books. Did I buy any bad comic books this week? Probably not. Maybe Fearscape, if it turns out to not be any good, because I only got stuff I actually wanted this week. That sounds stupid when I put it that way, doesn't it? But there's no reason like this that every gas station in America does not have a spinner rack with True Believers reprints in it. If these aren't selling like hotcakes, I don't know what will. They're only $1. They're classic stories. Maybe kids aren't interested in them, but it's something a parent would feel safe in buying for their kid, because a parent might remember seeing this if they're old enough. Maybe a grandparent. And there's nothing really bad in the book. There's not a bad influence in here, except for being honest and true to yourself and saving the world. Like, I think everybody can get along with that message, no matter who you are, no matter what you like. So the comic book industry is sick. It's lost its distribution channels. The only company out there really that has widespread distribution to different channels, i.e. to grocery stores and stuff, is Archie. I don't like Archie comics that much. Now maybe Archie could push like the Mighty Crusaders or something and get those books in the market like that, but that's not going to help because people want Spider-Man. People want Spider-Man. And your Archie Digest isn't going to save the industry, no matter how many grocery stores it's in. Heck, Walmart has Archie Digests. They're in the magazine section. Why aren't these with the magazines? This seems like a terrible location. Now, maybe other Walmarts put them somewhere different, but with the magazines makes more sense, because the first time I went looking for these books, that's where I went. I'm like, clearly they're going to be with the magazines, and they're not. Until you can make this model work, where you can make a model where you got, instead of an end cap, you have, a spinner lined with books right here. Until you can get something like this to work, you're not going to sell any books. You're not going to get new readers. You're not going to get that 8-year-old. You're not going to get that 10-year-old. $5 is also kind of a hefty price tag. Yeah, it's a real big book. It's 100 pages, including a new story, which I think is mostly a concession to people like me that are older and want to collect them. But you're not going to get that kid for $5. That kid's going to look and he's going to see, like, I can get 3 packs of Pokemon cards for $5. He's probably going to go with the Pokemon. Probably going to go with the Pokemon cards. The comic book industry is sick. It's seriously ill. I don't know how to fix it. This is a stab at it, but like everything else DC does, it seems to not be quite right, not quite thought out. And maybe they have to make it like $5 to get in because cheaper stuff doesn't sell enough per pocket. When When companies like this get space in stores, they actually have to pay for that space. So if they don't generate enough revenue, they're not going to get it. Like, they're paying the person who owns this shelf space for that shelf space, which is an insane system. But if that per pocket value isn't there, this is going to go away soon. This is going to go away soon. Why doesn't every movie theater... How many Marvel movies are there? I mean, right now we've got the Infinity stuff going on. Why isn't there a vending machine in every major movie theater full of a lot of this reprint stuff, and also probably a couple full-price books? Like, when the X-Men movie is playing in the theater, you have your full line of X-Men and X-Men-related comic books in there. Movie for Deadpool is in the theater. You have your full line of Deadpool comic books in there. Spider-Man is in the theater. You have your full line of Spider-Man books there. The Avengers are in the theater. You have all the Avengers books in there. Why isn't that what they're doing? I don't know. These are my thoughts on a Friday night turned Saturday early AM, as I wonder and I think. Usually a dangerous thing for me to do. Let me go ahead and shut that drawer. I think I could do a better job getting my products to where people can see them. I don't know that I can make them buy them, but I know I could get it to where I could get people to see them. And my experience buying those DC books is people can't see them. They really can't. You all have a great day, great weekend. I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye. And yes, that's an Alternative Comics pen, who is also a company that has distribution channels outside of normal comic book stores, because Barnes & Noble carries them, for example. Titan is actually in Barnes & Noble too. I've seen like their Doctor Who comic in there before. But I digress. I'm going to head out, maybe get some sleep. I hope you all have a great time. Bye-bye.